Hey guys, my name is Matthew Norris, and I just want to give a shout out to Toby Fairchild and the lessons that he gave me and the time I spent with him, which was pretty extensive. So I'm 29 now. I started taking lessons at 14 and 15 for about a year and a half, of like official lessons, and then I started going to his gigs, and he would let me sit in, and then kind of he would introduce me to some professional musicians up in Washington D.C., and we'd go to like Jazz Jam or whatever. And I got to see some world-class players: Shaka Khan, Justin Timberlake, Stevie Wonder, Justin Bieber. The musicians who recorded and toured with him, with those artists, were at this club, and we would go multiple times. And so, what I really want to illustrate about Toby and what I think sets him apart is from 14 until about 17 or 18, and then in my 20s at different points, I played with different bands. And the things that he taught me over and over and over again were the things that I'm just going to kind of go to a more of a social kind of construct or an idea. Is I would watch band leaders and lead singers just go, because I knew what to play, and I knew how to support other musicians, and I knew how to bring the sound that was really needed. And Toby emphasized that so hard. We did sticking books, and the outside of the books looked like it was from the 1940s. And we did different stuff. We learned different beats, and in some ways it felt like, why am I learning this? And then but Toby kept it fun. That was something that was cool. And then we moved on to like play along tracks and stuff like that. And man, that was like, for me personally, that was the fuel I needed. I needed to hear other drummers, hear really weird sounds and loops and different songs. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're hearing something. And I learned to hear it the way they heard it and play along with it. And man, my skills skyrocketed. And Toby put a focus on, Toby didn't emphasize things that weren't important at all. He knew what was important, and so we would do like half the lesson was like rudiments and learning drums, like snare drum solos, and the other half was like playing along to music. So there was always this kind of foundation of the basics, the fundamentals, and then also the real world. And he showed me the two of those together. And when I got into playing bands or playing with different groups or playing at churches or whatever it was, I can't tell you, like, I think a half a dozen times I was told by the band leader, you sound really good, or would you like to stay and play with us? You sound great. Or I would just, sit in for gigs, and like bass players or whatever would turn over to me and kind of just give me a grin like, yeah, you're killing it, dude. And that was from Toby. Toby spent hours. We would spend entire lessons talking about music in the music industry and how to get gigs and how to talk to people and how to tune your skills and for something that was needed in the industry, and how to mic a drum set, and what was it like. One of the things he showed me really quickly is you don't need an expensive drum set. You can take $1,000 drum set and put the right heads on it and mic it the right way, and it sounds like a $10,000 drum set. And so I kind of got out of the technical side of it and got into the listening side of it very quickly in my music. And I can't say enough about Toby as a teacher. He's engaging. He does not hold back what he'll share with you. And I think the number one thing I would say to students is show that you're interested and show you're hungry. Because if you can do those two things, show you're interested and show you're hungry, Toby opened the world to me when I did that. So shout out to Toby. I've hollered at him a couple times over the last 10, 15 years and just said thank you. And yeah, Toby Fairchild is a great teacher. If you're interested in playing music professionally or just with your friends or whatever it is, he can teach you so much. Because I'm just telling you, there's a lot of information out there that is very irrelevant. He will teach you what's important and what you need to do well as a drummer, as a musician, as a bandmate, as a studio player, someone who's having fun. He'll show it to you. Guys, have a great day, and thanks, Toby, for everything you taught me.